Hi, so in video 1100 we actually made this thing and then we used it on our Dynapod bicycle machine to make a smoothie. Now I did it because I thought it was quite a fun thing to do, but actually when I was doing that, lots of thoughts struck me, hey? Because it is a tremendously useful thing. Now, not really so much with the Dynapod because that's quite heavy and it's meant to be stationary and you're meant to put attachments onto it, but in and of itself I thought, well, that could be really, really useful. Now, video 700. In video 700, we made this thing. It is actually a bit of exercise bicycle bolted onto a breadboard, and I think it's really quite pretty. It's all nice and woody, and you know, it looks like a kind of Victorian machine. I loved it. And we used it as a generator test bed. So I cranked that handle and it would spin and we had it as a generator. And then I looked at those two things together. So if I turn this handle here, that there rotates at a rate of knots. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there you go. It's right there, and that just goes mad, hey? It's got a flywheel on it, it's got a very fast rotation, and I can crank it by hand, and I think it looks pretty. So let's put those two together. If we put those two together, what we get is a hand-cranked blender that looks really quite pretty. Now, to my mind, this is a product all of itself. If you wanted to make something like this, I think it would be extraordinarily sellable. It's one of those kitchenalia that people would want, I think, because smoothies are very popular. Going green is very popular. Energy consumption is very popular. And here's an answer to all of those things that would make a glorious product. There's another issue with it as well, actually, if you think about it. And this can be carted absolutely anywhere, and we're coming up to summer. Now, we have a little place near us called Minnis Bay, where nobody bothers to go to sell anything because it's in the middle of the nowhere, really. And yet there's hundreds, if not thousands of people down there on a sunny day. Stick this in your car, bag of ice, bit of fruit, set up a stall, and you've got yourself an instant business selling smoothies. Not a lot to do on Minnis Bay apart from talk to each other. So people like to watch things move. So if you crank this and you're making smoothies, you have an instant business. So this device here would make both a business and a product all of itself. So that was my thought. And what I'm going to do now is convert this so that it runs that and have ourselves a beautiful hand-cranked smoothie making machine. So let's get on with that. Okay, so I've just removed that central axle. Now the plan is that the belt will go there on the flywheel. It's a bit thin, so it's likely to slip off. Now what I need to do is put a little ring in there so that that makes a pulley and the belt won't fly off. And if you look, the belt is actually just long enough to go around there and round there really rather easily. So I need to take these bits off, which are circlips, and pull it off and attach a ring onto that flywheel so that the belt can sit in that ring. That's it back together with one small exception. It now has a drive belt off this main flywheel here. So when I turn that handle slowly, that drive belt obviously turns like crazy. So we can put that drive belt onto a pulley here. There we go. And when we turn the handle, of course it's going to work the blender. So let's put a pulley on the blender. And that's it, finished. I really do think that's a thing of beauty, actually. Now, I say, I think this is a business. I think you could either make these and sell them as a kitchen product in themselves that people would be proud to own, or you could actually make one of these and go out in the streets and into the fairs and on the beach and sell smoothies, because the whole thing works just by cranking that handle. And you can see the blade, it's really spinning. The thing to do now, obviously, is make a smoothie. So I'm going to make my favourite smoothie, which is 4 strawberries and a banana and some milk. Now remember, the video details on this are video 700, which is for this main base unit, which was an exercise bike. Video 1100 for this one here, where we made the conversion to give it that input shaft. And then obviously this video here, putting both of them together. Now this really does crank up some speed. It's kind of impressive, actually. Even if I do say so myself. Okay. That's some speed, isn't it? So it really gets going, chops it up beautifully. That's lovely, lump free. So, oh sorry. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's given you some ideas and I hope it was of help. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.